because the layout doesn't feel it's giving me more space, but I'm paying such a high premium. Should you buy a new launch? Honest thoughts from a mom of 4. I'm sarahxmiracle, content creator and realtor, and I want to share with you here at Miracle Homes why you might want to consider buying a new launch and why I would not buy a new launch. New launches these days are commanding high benchmark with everything in the OCR starting at around 2,000 per square foot. RCR, you're looking at an average of 2004 to 2005. And CCR, and especially even those freehold ones, are commanding even more than 3,000 per square foot right now. If you look at anything from Popa at Newton to Clement Cane Hill, even Park Nova, which was selling at 4,000 over per square foot, and you're wondering, will I ever make the money back? Now, making the money back and profit is one thing, but I will give you a few more reasons why, as a mama for my honest thoughts of why I would not buy a new launch. Let's define a new launch to begin with. A new launch is when you're buying a unit directly from the developer. Now, of course, as the first owner, as with, for example, if you're buying a BTO, you are supposed to be buying it at the cheapest prices possible from the developer. However, I need to caveat to you that as time goes by, developers have the right to stage up their prices to meet the current market pricing. The perception of a new launch is because it's a direct from developer sale, you are going to be sold and be told that this is going to be the lowest possible price and that you can face increases in the future, and therefore that's where you get your profit. But it depends really on when you are exactly buying from the developer, because if you buy on preview or you buy very early in the process when the product just launched, it is true that usually the developer does have the biggest discounts in the front, and they tend to stage up the price as time goes by. Case in point, key residences, because the earlier buyers bought at around 1,007, 1,008 per square foot, but now they're going to benchmark against Pine Tree Hill condo, which is just down the road at Ulu Pandan, and it's selling for 2,004, 2,005 per square foot to meet Pine Tree Hill was launched at. A new launch, depending on when you buy, may not actually be at the lowest price possible. I want to give you another example because this is real in the market right now. That's Foret. Now, Foret is a freehold property in D21. It's 1 kilometer to Pei Hua, and it's in a really, really good location because it's part of the entire Beauty World transformation. Now, the last few developer units sold, but they were double volume height in the ceiling for the living and the dining. And so the prices were as such, but I just personally sold a sub-sale for a lower than developer price, partially because it doesn't have that stage in kind of like higher ceiling thing. Now that there are sub-sale units available in the market, that of course buyers can now be looking forward to certain units in the market at lower than the highest staged developer prices, if you get what I mean. It is not always true that buying directly from developer will give you the best price. Now, the second reason why, as an honest mama for, I would not buy a new launch is because the size of the flats and the size of the layout of the rooms tend to be quite small. Now, I come from having bought a HDB BTO. It was a premium flat at Sky Terrace at Dawson, and those flats were really quite small as well. We had 3 rooms squished into 800 square feet of space, which is similar to what you might find at the new launches nowadays. And there was very little room for us to move outside of our queen size bed after you installed a wardrobe. And the same goes for our daughter's room because we had to put a piano, a study table, a bed, and wardrobe with a sliding door. And that was all. There was barely any walking room in the space, and we squish it to the max. And when I walk into some of the new launch showrooms, what is the real benefit of staying in this condominium versus getting a premium BTO flat? Because the layout doesn't feel giving me more space, but I'm paying such a high premium compared to an HDB flat. I mean, even at Dawson, you can find those flats like the ones that I stayed in for like 800 to 900,000. It's still less than $1 million. Whereas something like that will set you back by easily about $1.5 to $1.8 million, which is almost double the price in the private market. I just wonder, like, why would I pay double the amount, right? If I'm not going to be able to have that space. Which leads me to my third reason why I may not buy a new launch as an honest mama for. And one is to do with the quantum. The quantum prices already for new launches are so high that I have no assurance whether or not I may make a profit. Even though it is true that there are a lot of owners who have made profits from new launches, I think that we have to be very careful which are the new launches we pick, because not all new launches are profitable and not all developer sales end up with a profitable sale. And for the fourth reason, I want you to think about this. If I already bought this at such a high quantum, who is going to buy from me in the future? I have to wait for the property market cycle to move up again for everybody feels that they are willing to pay price above what I already paid, which means that let's say if I bought a RCR condo at 2,400 per square foot, I need to be waiting for it to go up to at least 2,700 or 2,800 per square foot before I make back my stamp duty, my renovations, and the interest on my loan. All these things have to factor in before I can make a good exit. And so if my quantum is already quite high, my PSF that I bought was already at a premium. If, for example, I need to move in 3 years, I don't have the security that in 3 years I will definitely make that profit back. I may kind of just break even. I may even make a slight loss if all those costs that I mentioned, like stamp duty, renovations, as well as your interest on your mortgage, are actually being more than the final sale price. So I leave you with these 4 thoughts. It is because you may not be buying it at the absolute lowest price from the developer directly, depending on the timing of your entry. Secondly, layouts are always smaller than the older condominiums, which tend to have larger rooms. Thirdly, the quantum is easily double that of an HDB flat of the equivalent size, and it may put undue financial stress on you if you do not do your numbers right. And fourthly, I may not have any absolute guarantee that I can make back my capital gain in the future. Now that said, if you like this video and you want more honest thoughts from me as a mom of 4, realtor and content creator at Miracle Homes, do subscribe, like, give this a share, and stay tuned for my next episode where I'll be talking about why I would buy a new launch from an honest mom of 4's perspective. See you guys, I'm Sarah X Miracle.